I mean, Tommy Robinson himself is a fascist. You know, I think there's absolutely no. I think there's no mistake in terms of Tommy Robinson and the type of politics that he represents. He's trying to mobilize a street army, right? He's trying to completely subvert the democratic institutions, and all apparently in the name of free speech.
Slander his name, smear his name, but I've never heard him say any sort of crazy stuff. Personally,
really?
himself.
I mean,
for myself.
But there's a difference between.
Yourself, tell me.
But I mean, you only need to take one look at. Well, on the one hand, you only need to take one look at the at what he puts out on social media. Constantly, vile Islamophobic, right? It just constantly.
Like what? Because we follow each other on X. I believe, obviously, I'm probably gonna check you out online. I'll probably follow you as well, and obviously it'll be cool if we follow each other too. So I follow a lot of people. I mean, what sort of post does he put that's far right or Islamophobia?
I mean, constantly. I mean, you also need his entire.
What has kept you guys going for this long so far? I mean,
community. It's what happens every time we have these counter-protests. Our counter-protests are always peaceful. You look around, you've got people from all walks of life, all ages, people who are migrants to this country, people whose parents were migrants, you know, all different types of people standing in that collective power of unity and solidarity. We have incredible support from Cabaret Against the Hate Speech. They're the ones who do the music, the performance. And as you will have seen today, we have people dancing, people celebrating what it means to be part of community. And I think that's what keeps us going. We're a group of people who are committed to standing up for refugees, to saying no to racism, to saying absolutely no to the rise of the far right. And that keeps us here because we're politically strong in that resolve, but we do it as a community. And I think people really enjoy being here.
Yeah, that's the thing. So I'm a refugee myself. I came in 2013. I was born in a refugee camp in Nyarugusu. I'm sure you've heard of that, Tanzania. Yeah. There's like hundreds of thousands of refugees waiting for any of our countries to pick them up.
Yeah.
Now, some people are shouting, refugees are welcome here. Some people are shouting, send them back.
Yeah.
I mean, which one are you? Are you the refugee are welcome here? Now, with that one, hold that one as well. Following to this one, obviously there's a lot of people over there saying illegal migrants, no. But refugees are welcome as well. That's what they're saying too. And obviously you're saying refugees are welcome.
Yeah.
Does that include illegal migrants as well? Or does it anybody who wants to come in can just come in?
I mean, we reject the term illegal migrants. I mean, we are very, very proudly standing on the side that welcomes refugees. We believe that people who are fleeing war, persecution, genocide, and the various other terrible reasons why people feel that they have to flee from their home countries. It's a human right to claim asylum, and it's something that we will fiercely defend. We believe that refugees should be absolutely defended, and at the moment the refugees in this country are being massively scapegoated, and we have a problem with the term illegal migrants.
Okay, why is that?
I mean, one of the biggest issues that we have is that there are no safe routes. There are very, very few safe routes for the vast majority of refugees trying to come into this country. We've had some schemes, for example, the scheme for Ukrainians and so on, which means there has been a legal way for them to enter the country.
Right.
There are no safe routes for the vast majority of refugees, and this is why people turn to the incredibly dangerous
routes,
option of traveling, for example, across the channel in boats.
Now, obviously, just before they start playing music, so I want to speed up the thing. I've got two more questions.
Yeah.
Now, one question, because I was on that side when there was a lot of people, I was interviewing them as well. They were calling you guys paid protesters, you hiding your face, Antifa, you're here to cause trouble and all these sort of things. Now, I want you to respond to that one.
Yeah.
Why you guys hide your face and all these sort of things that's attached when you guys paid protesters. Why are you answering that? Also, answer the case Starmer, because he's thinking of basically branding Antifa as a terrorist group as well. So first one, why do you guys hide your face? And the next one, Keir Starmer branding Antifa as a terrorist group?
Yeah, I'll very happily answer these questions. I mean, first of all, my face is not covered. My face has never been covered. I don't hide my face.
Yeah,
Some
you in
people,
particular, but obviously there's a lot of people with a face covering.
there are some people, but if you look around the crowd, the vast majority of people do not have their faces covered.
Right.
I respect people's decision to protect their privacy if they want to. There's people who have concerns around COVID and so on. People are welcome to cover their faces if they want, but the vast majority of us are very proudly standing here with our faces uncovered because we've got absolutely nothing to hide. The second ridiculous accusation that we are paid, mate, I wish I was paid to do this. I spend all of my weekends. I spend from 9 o'clock in the morning at the moment until very late, usually both days, at these protests which are happening. It takes up a lot of my time in the week outside of my job to organise, to build these campaigns and so on. Not paid absolutely anything. I don't know where they think we're getting the money from. But the problem is, obviously, they don't believe that we are actually getting paid. This is just a distraction technique on their side. And frankly, I mean, if they can't believe that so many people would come out unless they were paid, they need to check their own politics. Every single person that has come out here today has spent their own money to travel to get here, have given up their weekends. Nobody is paying us. We do this because we believe wholeheartedly in the campaign that we're supporting. And they can say what they want. They try to spread these lies. They try to make out that we're somehow funded by, I don't know who they think funds us, but it's absolutely ridiculous.
Because when I see there's obviously the Socialist Workers' Party,
yeah.
And obviously there's other group. When I see your marches, your banners, there's so many charities involved and all these groups. So sometimes it kind of looks like these guys are involved in banking you guys to launch this big counter-protest all the weeks.
What you can see here today is you can see trade union banners, you can see people from various charities, organisations and so on. We've had the Scottish Socialist Party here, we've had quite a few of the Palestine campaigns have been represented here, we've had the Socialist Workers' Party here. What we are building is a united front against fascism, and that means drawing together all of these different organisations and movements who care about the rise of the far right and saying we will all stand together under one banner to reject the rise of the far right. And that means when people come along, they bring their banners, they bring their placards, they sometimes will have their, they might be selling papers, they might be distributing their leaflets, and that's absolutely fine. People can come and they can use this as a space to talk about the things that they are concerned about, the issues and so on. But I mean, none of these organisations have any money to be funding us anyway. If we're really concerned about protests being funded, we need to be looking at the other side. I mean, in terms of, you look at the Tommy Robinson demonstration that happened in London last weekend.
Okay, how do you think about that?
It was terrifying. Yeah, I mean, it's the biggest fascist-led demonstration that we've ever seen on the streets of the UK.
You think that?
It is. It's the biggest. I mean, you look at back in the 1930s, we had the rise of the far right with Oswald Mosley. He never got that many people on the streets. The National Front never got that many people on the streets.
Because I was there with my team reporting as well, just like I am over here on the counter-protest last week and the big Tommy Robinson protest. Now, same here, I'm here as well. So you're telling me and the viewers at home, whoever will be watching this, that those hundreds of thousands of people that turn up, some people are saying 110,000, some people are saying 3 million, some people are saying 4 million.
And that's an absurd overestimation.
So you're saying all those people are far right, somehow they're out here?
No, what I said was that the demonstration we saw last week was a fascist-led demonstration. Now, I really don't believe that every single person who was on that demonstration is a fascist or a neo-Nazi, right? What I do know is that these demonstrations are being organised by hardcore fascist far-right people.
Tell me more about that, because a lot of counter-protests, they don't like being interviewed. No. And I'm really grateful for you, all the time you've given me today. You don't know how happy I am to actually get, because a lot of you guys have asked so many people, they reject being interviewed. So tell me why you think a lot of the marches for Tommy Robinson was led by fascism.
I mean, Tommy Robinson himself is a fascist. I think there's absolutely no mistake in terms of Tommy Robinson and the type of politics that he represents. He's trying to mobilise a street army, right? He's trying to completely subvert the democratic institutions, and all apparently in the name of free speech, right? Which is another dog whistling argument that the far right use when they don't want the politics of somebody else to be shouted, but they're very quick to say that they're being silenced when actually they have one of the largest platforms that we could see at the moment. They get mainstream media coverage.
But how is he a fascist though? He's more. But I've interviewed him before. I've had a little, interaction with him, online, offline as well.
And what did you think of him?
Obviously, that's my personal opinion. I'm here as a journalist just to ask you guys a question. I'm not picking a side here. Hey, I'm just asking questions and the people at home will decide, right? Now, what makes you think he's a fascist? Because I find him obviously now I'm telling you, I find him a quite cool guy. I had a phone call with him once, heard him talk, text, that's it. And he's never said anything crazy to me. I've never seen any sort of crazy bad thing to him, that he has said. But there's a lot of media coverage that puts his name on what? Slander his name, smear his name. But I've never heard him say any sort of crazy stuff personally
Really?
himself.
I mean,
for myself.
But there's a difference between...
Yourself, tell me.
Well, there's a difference between somebody being polite to you on an interpersonal basis. I'm sure he probably was very polite to you. But I mean, you only need to take one look at, on the one hand, you only need to take one look at at what he puts out on social media. Constantly, vile Islamophobic, right? Just constantly.
Like what? Because we follow each other on X. I believe, obviously, I'm probably going to check you out online. I'll probably follow you as well. And obviously, it'll be cool if we follow each other too. So I follow a lot of people. I mean, what sort of post does he put that's far right or Islamophobia?
I mean, constantly. I mean, you also need his entire platform has been based on inciting a distinctly vile Islamophobic campaign, right? He consistently talks about how Muslims are rapists, about how Muslims are somehow a cultural threat to our country.
Are you referring to the grooming gang?
I'm talking about what Tommy Robinson talks about, but that's actually a very good example, right?
Okay, tell me more about
we have had several issues with grooming gangs in the UK. Only one of them has made media headlines, right? Because this was facilitated by Tommy Robinson, right? Every week we read about sexual assault victims where white men have been the perpetrators, right? But when you only look at a particular ethnic minority and when you only say it is a problem because they are committing these sexual assaults, and don't get me wrong, sexual violence I stand against in all of its forms, right?
I hope so, yeah.
I'm a very very proud member of the Women Against the Far Right campaign, right? Where we understand that sexual assault, sexual violence towards women is an extremely rampant problem that we have in our society.
That needs fixing as well,
absolutely needs fixing. But to point the finger at one ethnic minority and say that they are the ones who are committing this is frankly racist. It's undeniably racist because we are seeing sexual assault, sexual violence committed by men from all ethnic backgrounds, and yet when certain men do it, it doesn't become the same kind of media attention. And this is the problem that we have with Tommy Robinson. You're asking about, he seems like a nice guy, and so look at the people he shares a platform with, right? You look at the people who spoke on his platform in London last week. In London, where they were saying that people who are first, second, third generation migrant background, British people, British citizens, if they are second or third generation, they should not be allowed to hold public office. That is racist. It is 100% racist. Go and watch the videos from last week.
I didn't hear that. I was at the
Medium. It's on there.
I was at the Medium, but I'll check it out.
I'd really encourage you to watch all of the different speakers on his platform. All you have to do is look at, if you don't agree that him and his, we're going to frankly massively disagree on this. I think he's a vile individual who is hell-bent on perpetuating racism and Islamophobia in this society. But all you have to look at is who he shares his time with. I'm going to have to go though. I need to get back there.
I'm really grateful for your time.
That's right.
Just before it kicks off, I want to ask, what would be the outcome for this? For you today, what are you seeking the outcome would be? Last question.
Okay, a few things. One, to demonstrate that the anti-racist movement in this country is the majority, right?
Okay.
I think at the moment it looks, they would like people to think that they are the majority at the moment. I know that the vast majority of this country is anti-racist, right? That we're not going to stand and let refugees be scapegoated for the problems in society. The problems in society, the housing crisis, the collapse of the NHS, stagnant wages, unemployment and so on, they are not caused by refugees. They are caused by decades of austerity, by irresponsible governments who have blood on their hands. This is what I would like people to go away with thinking today, right? What we want people on their side to understand is, if they are concerned about these problems in society, listen to us, because we will help you understand where these problems really come from. We know the problem is not refugees. Refugees are not to blame for all of the horrible, horrible things that have been going on in this country for decades.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Attention, attention, attention. This is not just a normal t-shirt. This is your battle armor in this war against lies and manipulation and deception. And when you wear this t-shirt, you are not just making a statement, you are drawing a line in the sand. And you're saying, I will not be silenced, I will not be bought, and I will not be steered. Every thread in this t-shirt, screams defiance. Every letter of I found the truth, not propaganda. Or maybe every letter of the nation needs to know is a rally cry out for independent thinkers, disruptors, the people who refuse to bend to the mainstream media narrative. We need your fund, and this is your chance to stand up, to speak out and fund the fight for the truth. Don't just wear it like a regular t-shirt. You have to live it. The nation needs to know you're gonna live it. Yes, please. I need you to fuel the resistance. Be the reason why the truth survives in this country. Please get yours at thebarakashow.com. And thank you so much for keeping us on air. Thank you.
In the shadow of the digital gulag, we fire up the truth cannon and blast through the lies.
And the show host, Baraka Amuri.